Hello and welcome to Basic Fishing Bites. You join me at Munkall Fishery. We're on peg 10 on Swallow, and today's video is about dobbing on the pole in the winter time. This is a lovely looking peg. I had a walk around this lake in the morning when I was deciding where I was going to fish, and the reason why I chose this peg is because it's a really wide area of the lake, and I feel like in the winter time what happens is all the carp and F1s, all species of fish, ball up in the widest part of the lake and sit there together. And obviously we're trying to do a dobbing video today, so hopefully I can give you a load of tips and tricks that you can take into your fishing when you go out dobbing. So we're going to start. I have had a sneaky little plumb up before we actually did the video, and I had a plumb up across just to try and find the depths of your peg, because I feel like that's really important. Have a good plumb up and just get a good feeling of what the lake's like under the water, because if you just don't plumb up, you'll never know whether you fish, what depth you're fishing at, how far you're fishing off the bottom. So for instance, I've had a plumb up of this peg here today, and down the middle it's like 5 foot, 5.5 foot, right down the middle of it, and then there's two shelves where it comes up either side, right up to like 3 foot against the bank. So I know the depths now that I can sort of dob at. Now, when I start dobbing, which I'm going to start now, and I'm going to start across as well, because I always feel like in the winter time, the fish they back off and sit out of reach, as far away as they can from you. So I feel like starting across on the island is probably somewhere where the fish would sit. And also there's loads of features on that far bank for the fish to sit in cover, just hide out the way of you. Now, I always like to start just off bottom, so I'm going to start 6 inch off bottom. So we'll get my dobbing rig, and I've got that set at 30 inch, as you can see. So as I said, it's 3 foot on the bottom across, and I've got my dobbing rig set at 30 inch. My top kits that I've got are all inch marked up, which I think that's something that's really important when you're dobbing, just for good reference. And then you know as well, like if I catch a few fish at 30 inch, it's good reference to go back to that. And if you've not got it marked up, you're guessing, and I just don't feel like you're as accurate when you're guessing with your depths and things like that. It's so important. An inch sometimes can make a massive difference. So we're going to go in. Now, I'm going to start on a bait that I've had really good success on over the last couple of years, and that's maggots. I'm going to start on a single maggot. Now, when I fish single maggot, what I like to do is hook the single maggot side on, just right through the middle of the maggot. I don't hook it at the thin end or the pointy end, just right through the middle, just like that. As you can see, it's sat side on, because the reason why I do that is when you feed maggots on the pole, or when you're fishing on a lake and you look at your maggots and they're falling through the water, they all fall sideways. They don't fall down pointy end or thin end, they fall sideways. So I'm trying to recreate a maggot actually as natural as I can, so the fish feel like it's not my hook bait, gives me more chance of getting a bite. So we're going to go in now. Just before we started, I seen a few signs as well. I seen a few blows just towards that point, and I seen a fish come out this way as well. So I feel like that's a good starting point. When you're dobbing in the winter time, that is so important. Keeping an eye out what's going on the lake, looking for signs, whether there's a sign or a blow, or a fish comes out tops and shows itself. There's normally more than one fish there. They sit together, you see, in the winter time. They like to ball up tight, just to keep warm. I think they just stay together, and also because the lake's cleared up, they feel a bit more safe and secure when they're together. But we're going to go in here because I've seen a few signs, and hopefully we can get one for you. Like I say, I'm 6 inch off the bottom at the minute. It's just 3 foot there across. It's a nice little slope that comes up towards the banking. Now with this dobbing, you've got to be patient. Patience is the key. What I like to do is I'll give it a minute, 2 minutes sometimes. It depends. Let the fish tell you your timing and what they want to be caught at. Every venue reacts different. The fish react differently. Sometimes your bite time might come at a minute, so you want to leave your rigging at least a minute. Sometimes your bite time could be 3 minutes, but you've got to try and work that out. The fish will tell you the more you catch. Oh, we had an indication then. Straight away I've had an indication. Be patient. But what I'm going to do to start, I'm going to give it a minute, and then I'm going to lift my rig out, either flick it back in or lower it back in. I'll lift it out like 4 to 6 inch and then lower that rig back in. Just making a bit of movement with your hook bait, trying to entice one of them fish, if it's there, to snatch it and take your hook bait. The water's gin clear now, so they can see your hook bait a lot more. As you can see as well, I've got a really long lash from my pole tip to my float. I think that's so important as well. Again, because the water's gin clear, you're keeping your pole out the way. Makes them fish less spooky, and hopefully they'll come in and not see your pole. If it's like right down near the water surface, I feel like they can see your pole. Also as well, on them days like today, it's not windy, but on them days where it's really, really windy, you can sort of, your pole will move about in the wind, but your rig is staying in that position. But I've picked a spot there and I've got my float right on it. I always do that as well. Even when I'm dobbing and I'm moving about, I always pick a far bank marker, because if I catch a fish in that spot, it's good reference to go back to. I always found in the past when you're dobbing, when you catch one in that spot, you generally catch more than one in that spot during the fishing session. So it's always good to make a reference of where you've caught your fish. Don't just flick your rig in anywhere and you've got no reference, because you might not be back in that same spot. And also, again, as we were just speaking about the depths of water, it's so important now. At the minute, I'm bang on my marker. I know I'm 6 inch off the bottom. If I'm not back on my marker and I'm more out from the bank, I could be 12 inch off the bottom, just because of variation in depth, and all the fish want to be caught at 6 inch off the bottom. Oh, there you go, straight away. Look at that, just by being patient. It's lovely fish. Now here in this lake, it's full of carp, F1s, but there's some big-eyed as well, which we are trying to target. That's another reason why I've gone in on maggots. I think them eyed love maggots. Just take your time. During the winter time, every bite counts. Matches now. It's been rock bottom for the last 2 weeks. It's been frozen over. It's only just melted in. Matches can be won with 10, 15 pounds sometimes, so every single bite counts. So you've got to take your time, make sure you get all them fish in. Oh, it's a lovely hide, this. They're good stamp, the hide in here as well. He's a beautiful fish. Just take your time, let the elastic do the work. I've got 8 to 10's green slicking, which is a really soft elastic for angling fish like this. He's a lovely hide, and you can see why the hide are worth catching in this lake as well. Look at the size of him, what a beauty. Fantastic fish. We'll slip him back and we'll try and go in and catch another one. I don't need to do anything different, because I've got my mark. I know exactly where I'm going back in. I feel like I've got my depth right. I'm going to put a fresh hook bait on. That's something I like to do. Put a fresh hook bait on all the time. You just want to give yourself that confidence that your bait is in tip-top shape. And you know it's fishing right under the water. Looks right. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the elastic. So I've got 8 to 10's green slicking, which is a really soft elastic. I've got it in a long kit as well. I think that's important, because when you hook the fish, when you swim with that fish that I caught, it sort of come away from where I'm fishing. So you're guiding it out your peg with that soft elastic, making as little disturbance as you can. So you're not making loads of disturbance in your peg where you've just caught the fish. And hopefully there's some more sat there. And get back on my mark. As you've seen as well, I flip my rig in then. Let it all fall through nice and slowly. Now this rig is a little light float. It's one of our Finesse Carbon Slims for Bi-Matrix. It's a 0.15 of a gram, and it takes 5 number 11 shot. Well, I use Stotts. It takes 5 number 11 Stotts, and I string them out right through my line. We've seen loads of videos in the past of dobbing where they have the rig and all the shots right under the float with one little trimmer down the line. Me personally, I don't feel like that's the correct way for dobbing, just because, for a couple of reasons. I think them fish, they can, when they suck your bait in, they feel the resistance of that float, and they literally spit it straight back out, reject it, and you'll not get as many bites. And also as well, as you seen when I flip my rig in, it falls nice tight line coming through the water, so if you do get any bites on the drop dobbing, you get that indication straight away on the float, and again you're straight into that fish. But that's the rig. Now I'll talk a little bit, I'll go through the whole of the rig for you. So my main line's 014 soft steel main line, step down from summer main line, just because the fish are not fighting as hard now. They're a lot more lethargic, not pulling as hard, so that's perfect. It's still strong enough, it can withstand anything that. And then now, as I explained, I've got a longer lash. What I do is I make my rig the full length of my top kit. So then Obviously I've got that longer length of line, so my pole's out the way and for the wind, like I explained. But also as well, you can use this one rig to change through all the depths. If I want to drop down to into the middle in the deep water and fish, oh, there's another one. This is brilliant. If I want to drop down into the middle and fish in the deep water, I can do that with the same rig. But as you can see that elastic guiding the fish straight out my peg. Just take your time again. Feels like another ride, this. But wow, straight away in 2 fish. We definitely found the spot, and that was just by keeping my eye out for fish topping. I've seen a few blows, fish topping there, and clearly there's a little nest of fish sat there. Yeah, it feels like another ride, this. That softer oh, it's not, it's a little F1. Yes, there you go, we're into an F1. Beauty. That is a beautiful fish, look at him. Right in the top lip, what a fish. Beautiful fish, he's dead lively as well, him. Slip him back. Again, I don't have to do anything different. I'll keep going at that, well hopefully we'll get you another one. Keep going at that, same depth, same location, but it's great now, but it could change at any time. So again, you've still got to keep your eye out, looking for fish, looking for signs of blows on the bottom. Some days I've had it where it's too windy, there's a massive ripple on the lake and you can't see any blows, or there's no fish topping. So what do you do then? Well, what I like to do is when it's like that is I'll put a plummet on and I'll run it through my peg. As I explained, them fish ball up during the winter time. So when you put a plummet on and you can run it through your peg, sometimes what you'll do is you'll run your plummet through your peg and you'll feel them fish. Your plummet will hold up when you locate the fish, the ball of fish. As soon as you find that ball of fish, come back, get good reference where you've hit the fish with your plummet, come back, pick your dobbin rig up and go in on that spot. So that's another way of trying to locate them fish. But because I've seen these fish here, I've caught two, there's clearly a few on this point. And again, just flick that rig in on my marker and be patient. But what a lovely couple of bites they were, perfect. Exactly what you'd expect for dobbing on a winter's day. Now dobbing as well, it's not about feeding any bait. You're not seeing me feed any bait at all into my peg. I've literally just got a single hook bait on, because in the winter time, when sometimes the fish, as soon as you feed any bait, they'll back off from bait. Hence the reason why we're dobbing the fish. So you don't feed any bait in your peg. It's literally just a single hook bait and you're locating them fish and trying to entice them to take your hook bait. I've had it loads in the past where you'll be feeding some bait and you will not get any signs or indications. On the bottom across, you'll go in another spot without feeding anything with your dobbing rig and it goes straight under, just because them fish back off from any feed. I'm going to give it to a minute now, give it a minute, and I'm going to lift my rig out, either flick it back in or lift it out 6 inch. They're the two methods that I normally do when I'm dobbing. But be patient. There's a sign then down, there's one to my right. I've just seen one then, top to my right. He was just coming through me peg him though. He was moving too close to me for to be a lot of fish there. Fish will never sit really, really close to you. In the winter time, you've got to be prepared to fish longer out your peg, like I'm at full 16 here now. With these modern poles these days, it's so easy to do this. I've got the XTR 600, the Matrix one. This is our new range of poles, and I'm literally at 16 metres with my flat butt in, and it's just easy to do. It's really, really easy. But you've got to be prepared to do that in the winter time when you're dobbing. Now my rig's been in. I'm going to lift my rig out, re-flick it back in, try and entice one of them fish to take my hook bait, let everything reset. Because them last 2 bites come really, really quick. I think what I'm trying to say is, don't be stubborn and keep doing the same thing. Just be active. Them that work hard get the rewards in this type of fishing. Obviously I'm fishing at 30 inch. Them fish might want to come up a little bit. The crafty fish, they just, oh, we had an indication then. I think it was a liner. But the crafty fish, they'll have been caught at 30-inch deep, and then they'll wise up. They'll come and sit a little bit higher up in the layers. So you need to come back, drop your rig down to, say, it can be 2-inch sometimes, 28-inch deep. Go back in and instantly you'll get one. It's a little bit like shallow fishing in the summertime, but you're not feeding any bait and you are being a little bit more patient as well. But them two were a perfect demonstration of how to dob. Hopefully I can catch you one more. And if I don't get one here in this spot now, I'm still keeping my eye out on the lake, looking left, right for indications. It's a lovely spot that there, just some nice dark water where I can see me float as well. And as you can see as well, I'm not tight against the bank. Sometimes, some days, they might, on some venues, not every venue reacts differently as well. So some days they might want to sit really tight against the bank if the banking's undercut. They like sitting under the banks, hiding away. So sometimes fishing really, really tight against the bank can be really good, just because them fish will not come out from under the banking. You put your dobbing rig right against the bank, and then they nail it there because they're a bit more confident. They won't come away from the bank. But then on certain venues, especially venues like this where there's slopes, I find that the fish sort of sit in the middle of the lakes and they drift in from the deep water onto the slope, eat your bait, and then swim back out. But again, don't be stubborn, and during your fishing session, have a try of fishing against the bank. Just keep being active. As you can see, I'm lifting my rig back out now and lowering it back in. That's another way I like to lift and lower my dobbing rig as well. When I'm fishing with maggots, so I've got a single maggot on now, I do actually like to move about a lot, because you can with a maggot, because it doesn't come off the hook. So for instance, I'll do it now. So with a maggot, I can do this a lot. I can flip my rigging just like that. When you're fishing with bread on the hook, you have to be a lot more patient with bread, doing that lifting and lowering your rig back in, just because when you punch your bread and compress it, and then it gets you the chance to ship out, get you in position, it starts to take on water and swell up. Oh, there's another. Oh, yes. Another hide. I don't know, actually. It looked like an F1. But yeah, the bread swells up and becomes really, really soft, so you can't do that flicky rigging. But you seen by literally flicking my rigging with that single maggot on, then as it was falling through, as my rig settled up, it went straight under. And as I'm speaking, I've just seen another fish top to my left there, so there could be a sign of a few fish to my left as well. Just keep your eye out for all these signs, because they'll not move far, they'll be there. But yeah, what a fantastic session I'm having here. It's another lovely hide, this. You can see I'm not rushing anything. Beautiful hide again. Lovely fish. They're beautiful, them hiding here. What a fishery this is. Look at that. What a beauty. Fantastic hide. But he's a pound, him. Good weight builders as well at the same time. What a beauty. But in a nutshell, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's real detailed video about dobbing, going through all the setup of rigs, elastics, where you locate your fish in your peg. Take it into consideration and put it into practice on the bank when you're out next time. So, I hope you're enjoying all the videos, because here at Catchmore Media, we get so much satisfaction out of knowing that you guys are coming over and enjoying all our content, because that's why we do it, to give you the best content we can give you. And what we've done is we've teamed up with some tackle and bait companies to give you some fantastic discounts. All you have to do is head over to catchmorecodes.com, have a look at all them discount codes. There's loads on there, and hopefully you can get some fantastic discounts on some fantastic tackle and bait.